understand what I'm saying, others may not, but we will take care of that shortly. Now, because today is your arraignment date, you will enter your plea. And everyone should have a plea form, which is that white sheet of paper that you received when you came into the courtroom. Do we have anybody in the queue?
No.
Okay. Let me go over that plea form. First and foremost, everyone is presumed innocent. It is the city's burden to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial, and at that trial, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. During the trial, you can present evidence and you can refute any evidence that's offered by the city. If you enter a guilty or a nolo plea, you are waiving your right and you're saying, Judge, go ahead and sentence me today. If you enter a not guilty plea, you will come back to court, and that's where we will resolve your case via a trial. Make sure that you fully understand your rights. Down at the bottom of the plea form, you'll see the word defendant, and that's where you will sign your name. You will write in today's date, which is May 24, 2023. May 24, 2023. Above that, you will circle your plea, whether it is guilty, not guilty, or nolo contendere. For those of you all who are considering a nolo plea, let me tell you, nolo is a Latin term for I do not contest. And it basically is saying, I'm not saying I did it, but I'm also not saying I didn't do it. But I'm prepared to accept responsibility. Now, the nolo plea will only benefit you if you're charged with a moving violation, whereby points can be assessed, or if you're charged with certain suspendable offenses, such as no insurance, suspended registration, suspended license, and invalid license. You can only tender a nolo plea once every 5 years to a moving violation or a suspendable offense. So if you announce nolo, I'm going to have to first determine if you're eligible. If you're not eligible, that's it. But even if you are eligible, you don't have a right to it. It's something that the court has to give to you. All right. So let me make sure that everyone has their plea form completely filled out. Sign it, date it, circle your plea. All right, let's go ahead and get that done. When I call the calendar, stand up and announce your plea. You will say guilty, not guilty, or nolo contendere. All right, Ms. Ida, can I have you to do the announcements for those people that need interpreting services? Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
There are a few that need interpreting services. Is there anyone in the courtroom? Well, Ms. Ida, I'm gonna let you ask. Ask if
Yes, ¿hay alguna persona que necesita intérprete? Por favor, póngase de pie o levante la mano para saber si necesita intérprete.
It looks like there are 3 people. Can you ask all of them to move to the right side of the courtroom, and then Officer Ray will get their names?
Ok, por favor, si se puede sentar en parte derecha de la sala para que la gente Rey le pueda agarrar su nombre.
And what I'm trying to do is go through the calendar, and when I get to names, Ms. Ida, I'll ask the nature of their plea, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Micaiah Austin, that is FTA. Ricardo Burgess Marina. Marino.
Ricardo.
All right, what is your plea to the charge?
Yes.
Let me have you to please come forward. Have you signed and dated your plea form?
Yes,
All right, let me get you voted, dude. All right,
Mannerism, I'm sorry, sir.
it's okay. Let me get your plea form. You understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir, but they told me I could have just paid this ticket off, but I'm coming up here, right? But
Since you were here, let me go ahead and deal with it. All right? Do you also understand that are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
yes,
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter a guilty plea to the lawyer in charge?
no, but I want to get it out of the way.
Okay, Well, I'm going to accept the plea. Now, the benefit of you coming here is I'm gonna make sure this is a disorderly conduct charge, so it does not show on your record. You understand
Thank you
that?
so much.
That's,
Sir.
but let's make sure it don't happen again.
Yes,
How
sir.
about that? Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, the fine is $430.
Jesus.
Yep, that's what it is, dude. Can you handle that today, or do you need to pay that while being on probation?
Oh, no, I can handle it right now.
All right, so I'm gonna need for you, because we are short-staffed, I'm gonna finish up here, and then I'm gonna have you to sit out in the hallway, and they'll direct you to the window momentarily, okay? So he's gonna pay today. Once I get his criminal history.
Figure out the names and read my writing.
Gotcha. Thank you.
It's $430 pay today. We get any-
And now, yeah, and I'll go after, just hang out in the hallway a little bit and then I'll come out and take
She'll
you.
come take care of it in a minute.
Thank you.
No
No
problem.
problem. Kevin Carabal. All right, Miss Island
Kevin Carvajal,
Services. He is charged. with-
Kevin Carvajal, necesita
Ay.
intérprete.
Sí.
He's charged with driving without.
Ok, dos millones. Usted lo acusa por manejar sin licencia.
Okay.
Ask him what is his.
¿Entendió?
Charge of driving without a valid license.
¿Cómo se declara el cargo de manejar sin licencia válida?
Hablemos.
Guilty.
Does he understand that he's entering this plea without the assistance of a lawyer?
¿Usted entiende que se declara culpable sin tener el asesoramiento de un abogado aquí hoy? ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Is he
Yes.
entering this plea voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando por su propia voluntad?
Sí.
And does he understand that by entering
Yes.
the plea, he's waiving his right to a trial?
También al declararse aquí culpable, usted renuncia al derecho a tener un juicio. ¿Entendió eso?
In other words, he will not have a trial, and I will go ahead and sentence him today.
Lo que quiere decir que no va a tener un juicio y él después le va a imponer la condena hoy aquí. ¿Entendió eso?
Do you understand that?
Sí.
¿Entendió que no va a haber juicio? ¿Entendió eso?
¿Qué es un juicio?
What is a trial?
His fine amount is $795. Is he
La
able?
multa son $795. ¿Lo puede pagar hoy?
Sí, sí puedo.
Yes, I can.
I will need to get his plea form, which he should have signed in the Spanish version of it.
I'll take it, son.
¿Ok? Firme ese documento que está en español que dice y ahí pone cómo se declara y lo firma.
Okay.
Let him know his plea was accepted.
¿Aceptamos su declaración de culpable?
Sí.
And he will be directed to pay the fine momentarily.
Y en unos momentos le van a decir que con dónde tiene que pagar la multa. Por ahora siéntese afuera ahí hasta que le digan cuándo tiene que pagar la multa.
Okay.
Please advise him
Okay.
for driving until he gets a valid driver's license.
Usted no puede manejar hasta que tenga una licencia válida de conducir, se lo advierte el juez, se le está notificando.
Okay.
You can just have.
Ok. Siéntese.
Akara Davis, how are you doing, young lady? Good, come forward. What is your plea to the disorderly conduct charge? All right. You will be given a new court date here in Forest Park. They'll give you your new court date momentarily. Can I get your not guilty plea form? And if you'll just have a seat. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
No, sir.
All right, just have a seat. They'll take care of it. Wayne Hines. Wayne Hines, FTA. Alicia Ingram. Alicia Ingram, FTA. This says Johnson.
James.
It's James Johnson. How are you doing, Mr. Johnson? All right, you have three different tickets, young man. One is a leash law. Another one is another violation. You got basically three leash law violations.
Yes, sir.
What is your plea to the three? Is it guilty, not guilty, or no local contender? All right, let me get your not guilty plea form,
Yes, sir.
and they'll give you a new court date. You have a question you want to ask me?
Yes, sir.
Go
As
ahead.
far as the trial process here in Forest Park, is
Yeah.
that a jury process?
It is a non-jury.
So I would, and does this qualify for me to do the change of venue to the county?
It does not,
Does
because it's
not?
a city ordinance violation. It stays here in the city of Forest Park.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let me get your not guilty plea form, young man, and then if you'll have a seat, they'll give you the court date momentarily. Rico Johnson. Mr. Johnson? Thank you. Take it off. Yes. Thank you. You're good. Yes. Yes. You're good. All right, come on down here once you've taken it off. You have a failure to maintain lane charge and a suspended license charge. What is your plea to those two, young man? Is it not guilty, guilty, or no low contender? No low. All right, is he eligible for a no low plea? Yes.
No,
When did, has he pled no low to a suspendable offense within the last 5 years? Here,
yes,
what was a suspendable offense?
operating a vehicle with suspended license,
And what year was that?
2021.
All right, yeah, so you were outside that time, fella. What's going on with you in your life?
I ain't know it was suspended.
You must have missed, did he miss a court date? Was it based on an FTA? No, you got a super speeder. That's what happened with you. And when you get a super speeder, that speed, they suspend your license. So they normally will mail you something to the address they have on file, which will be the address you had registered with the, Georgia Department of Driving.
So I ain't.
I know, but listen to me, when you move, that's the one place you always need to keep your address up. That's what, if you do nothing else, always keep your address updated. All right? So you can do a guilty or not guilty. So tell me what you're gonna do. Yes. You understand by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer? Yes. And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial? Yes. Are you entering into the plea, young man, freely and voluntarily? Yes. Now, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna suspend your life. But if you ever get discharged again, understand you will be going to jail for 90 days. All right? Keep your license updated with Georgia Department of Driving Service. All right? Handle your business. I'm sure you need to be able to drive. In fact, you probably drove here today, did you? No, I didn't. Okay. Now, that's fine. I can't do nothing with it. It's high. You're gonna have to pay. It's between the two offenses is $1,695. Because this is your second offense of driving without on suspended license. You understand that? And you're gonna need to pay that while being on probation. If you want 12 months, or do you need 24 months? 12. All right, now. Are there gonna be any issues with you in probation? No. You're gonna report when they tell you to report. Not call, you're gonna physically be there and you're gonna pay the amount they tell you to pay until this is paid off, right? Right. Okay, and you do understand that for every month that you're on probation, you will have to pay monthly probation. You understand that? 2 months of your probation will be mandatory. So he's getting 12 months probation, 2 months mandatory, $200 on the pay to maintain lane charge, $1,495 on the second offense of suspended license, and we're gonna reduce that to expired license, so it does not. You need to go, have you gotten your license? No, you need to go get your license out of suspension. I know I was doing this tomorrow. Okay, you need to go take care of it. Okay? There's no need of me doing what I'm doing if you're not gonna go get a license. Yeah, I'm doing it. All right, they're gonna make you pay some money. I know. All right,
know how much it is.
Huh?
I already know.
I
how
know,
much it
okay,
is.
well, good. This is just gonna be an expensive lesson for you, that's all, but please don't do anything to put yourself in this situation again, I hope, okay? Do you have any questions you want to ask me?
No.
All right, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You understand that by entering into the plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer? You gotta say something, and do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea?
Yeah.
All right, can I please have this paperwork?
So go ahead and, circle guilty and then cross that out. Thank you.
And probation will be right with you, young man, if you'll just have a seat, okay? Thank you.
Why don't you see that door right there? That's probation. Why don't you see right next to it?
Whereas they have to go to, so, that's why. And we'll probably be finished before he finishes.
Okay.
There you go. Here's his driving. Thank you. William Johnson. William Johnson. FTA. Antonio Craney. Antonio Craney. FTA. Laureano Lacone Aguilar. You'll please come forward, sir. Ms. Ida,
Yes, Your Honor.
this young man, Senor, has been charged with following too closely. Can you please find out his plea?
Señor Licón Aguirre, a usted lo acusan por seguir muy de cerca. ¿Cómo se declara?
Sí, culpable. No,
Yes,
Does he understand that he's entering this
Guilty.
plea without the assistance of a lawyer?
¿usted entiende que está declarando de esta manera sin el asesoramiento de un abogado? ¿Entendió eso?
¿Cómo?
Se está declarando de esta manera sin tener un abogado que lo esté asesorando. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí, sí, no sé
Yes.
si era perjudicatorio.
I didn't know this is going to cause trouble for me.
Tell him he's going to have to pay a fine, and it will, if he enters a no-law plea, he will not get any points. And let me know if he wants to go forward.
Usted tiene que pagar una multa. Si usted quiere que no le afecte su historial de manejo, tiene que declararse nulo o no lo disputa. Déjeme saber qué quiere hacer.
Sí, eso, no lo.
Yes, that's what I want to do, nulo.
Ask him, is he entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad?
Sí,
And does he believe
Yes.
it is in his best interest to enter a no-law plea to the following too closely charge?
¿Y usted considera que declararse nulo es lo que más le conviene a este cargo de seguir muy de cerca?
sí, por mantener mi licencia vigente.
Yes, because I want to keep my license current.
All right, tell him he would not lose his license for this charge.
Usted no va a perder su licencia por este cargo.
Let him know the fine amount is $380.
La multa completa son $380.
Is he able to pay that today, or does he need some time to pay it?
Usted lo puede pagar hoy o necesita tiempo para pagarlo.
Yo lo pago hoy.
I can pay it today.
All right, if he will have, let me have his plea form, please. He should have signed the
El
Hispanic
documento de,
of the plea form.
okay, el documento en español donde dice cómo los derechos que tiene en español y cómo se declara, ponga un círculo donde dice nolo y lo firma y le pone la fecha y se lo da al juez.
Okay.
Ask him to have a seat and they will direct him for payment momentarily.
Okay, se pueden sentar en breves minutos le van a decir para que vaya a pagar porque estamos muy ocupadas ahorita, así que espérese para que pueda pagar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Harry Lopez.
Henry López.
Mr. Lopez, you're charged with running a red light and driving on suspended license, sir.
Guilty.
All right. You understand that by entering a guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
And sir, do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily? Is this his first offense of driving on suspended license within the last 5 years?
Yes.
Sir, the total fine for both violations is $9.95. Are you able to satisfy that today, or do you need some time to pay it?
I got most of it about 800.
Okay, and you'll need to pay it while on probation. You understand that?
it Friday.
Excuse me?
I come back up here Friday. to pay the
Yeah, let me
balance.
have you to come up here.
I mean,
That's fine. We welcome why.
I'll come up here Friday afternoon to pay the balance.
Okay, the court can't take partial payment, so what I'm gonna do is reset his case until next Wednesday. And as long as it's paid before his court date, he does not need to come back. So I'm gonna give him a new court date for next Wednesday.
But
If
if
he
I pay it,
pays everything by Friday, he does not need to come back to court next Wednesday.
it'll never be done.
Okay, if not, I'll see him next Wednesday.
And if you could, please put a good telephone number on this, a cell phone,
Yes.
because what we can do, after court, we can text you the link and you can just pay it from your phone. You won't even have to
Oh,
come back.
really? I
Mhm.
was gonna ask you
Yeah.
that.
All right, so let's give him his reset date for next Wednesday, and if the $9.95 is paid, so let me give you the breakdown, Ms. Payton. 200 on the running a red light and $7.95 on the suspended license.
But we're gonna pay 8 today.
No,
No, they don't.
It all has to be paid at one time.
Oh, okay.
Before Wednesday.
So they're gonna give him a new court date, so it needs to be paid before Tuesday.
You come here and pay for it?
And remember, court is closed on Monday. I think it's a holiday.
Mhm.
Dang,
Well, I'm
what
gonna
holiday
try.
is that?
I'm
Memorial.
gonna get to you Friday. No,
We're gonna text it, so you won't even have to come back up here, okay? We're gonna text it to your phone.
Okay.
But if you don't get the text, make sure you come take care of this, okay?
oh, believe
Yeah,
me.
all right. I know y'all like that text stuff.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't.
Okay. You can come up first. With text.
Well, Your Honor, while I'm here, let me ask you something. if you don't
Yes.
mind.
Here we go.
Okay. You're born in Chicago.
Was I born
Chicago-
in Chicago,
no,
or you
no.
telling me a story?
No, we were.
All my vital records were
We
destroyed,
were.
and I had a valid license, Georgia and ID, but it expired. Now I can't get it without a birth certificate. I can't get nothing
Right,
without
you
an
have to
ID.
go get all of that. He's gonna have to go order all of that from Chicago. They can
Yeah,
do it
but
through
they
national
wanna,
records.
they
An
wanna,
ID, that's. what-
they want an ID.
Can he get a Chicago ID?
No,
He has no form of ID whatsoever.
none. We got to do, we've been struggling.
Yeah. He's from Chicago, born there,
Yes,
and there's no relative that has an ID, anything, a photo
No,
ID for him.
no,
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna have to go, they may let you do it online with his natural records, go into that department, but he's
Is
gonna
that
need
what you
some
do?
time.
okay, I'll try that. She
Try
gave me that.
Okay,
All right,
they're
thank-
giving you a reset to pay until next Wednesday. All right. The next Wednesday is what day?
The 31st, no. Wait, yeah.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
I should know that.
Yes, you did.
I do know it now. So this is reset to pay for next Wednesday. They will come in and pay it before. There we go. Thank you. Alaya Reeves. How are you doing, Arlay? What is your plea, young lady, to the following too closely?
Hello, Cassandra.
All right, but she eligible for a no-lo?
She is.
All right, do you understand that by entering into the no-lo that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
I do.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
I do.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, young lady, the fine amount is $380. Are you able to satisfy that today, or do you need some time to pay it?
I'll need some time, Judge.
All right. You will be placed on probation for 12 months to pay the sum of $380. It will be pay only probation, which means if you pay it within the first 29 days, you do not have to pay any monthly probation fees. You understand that?
I do.
But if it goes beyond 29 days, you will have to pay monthly probation.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions?
No.
And you do understand that if you violate the terms of your probation, they'll bring you back in front of the court on a probation revocation. Yeah, you understand?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
All right, if you will have a seat, they'll direct you to probation and good luck.
Go ahead, see, right, you know,
Thank you. Dorothy Reynolds. How are you doing, Ms. Reynolds? Good, come on down here. Who do you have with you?
Mr. Judge, how you?
I'm wonderful. How's your day going?
Good.
You are charged with running a red light. What is your plea to that? Guilty, not guilty, or no low contender?
Not guilty.
Okay, do you want me to keep your case here in Forest Park, or do you want it to be bound over to Clayton County where you can have a jury trial?
No, here in Sargent.
You want me to keep it in Forest Park, and who is that standing next to you?
Huh?
Who is that standing next to you?
Oh, my daughter.
Hello, daughter, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you,
I'm
Judge?
doing wonderful.
Thanks.
So let me ask you something. What color was the light when you entered the intersection?
It was red. The
Well,
light
you-
was red.
Well, you know you can't enter an intersection when the light is red.
Oh, no, I don't think she
What
understood
color
you
was
were
it
saying.
when you were pulling into the intersection? When you were driving and going towards the intersection, what color was that light?
Tell me. Okay, I was sitting there. I had been to CVS on Forest Parkway to get my medicine. And I was sitting there with my foot on the brake. And then my van started rolling.
While your foot was on the brake?
Yeah, it started rolling while my right foot was on the brake.
Something wrong with that, man.
Uh-huh.
How was it rolling?
I don't know why it would start
But I
rolling.
see her paperwork.
I don't see why it started.
I don't know why it was rolling if your foot was on the brake either.
It was,
Okay,
uh-huh.
all right. Go on, let me finish telling me.
So I ran into the bus when it started rolling.
You hit a bus?
Yes,
Oh, that's not good.
no,
How you hit a big old bus?
because my van, I had my foot on the brake and my van started rolling. For some reason, it started rolling.
And hit a bus?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
She was
that's,
sitting at the red light with the foot
Yeah.
on the brake, then all of a sudden, the van just started to coast. Luckily, the bus was coming, and that's what stopped her from going out into the intersection. Otherwise, she may have been in the midst of really, really heavy
were
traffic.
you in the car with her?
No, sir.
Oh.
I came to the scene.
You came to the scene.
Yes, sir.
So, Miss Reynolds, what would you like to see happen?
Huh?
What would you like to happen in this case?
that this was an accident.
It was an accident, but what would you like the outcome? to be? What would you like for me to do?
Remember what the officer said.
Don't tell me what the officer said, because he's not the judge.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what
Still
you got to say.
not guilty.
Okay,
Mhm.
you are guilty.
I am guilty.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay,
I will tell you that,
all right.
but you've been at this a minute, and I just want to, you have nothing on your record.
No.
I know you have nothing,
Thank
Okay,
God for
but
that.
I can't let you walk out of here feeling like you didn't do something.
Oh,
Something is wrong if you got your foot on the brake and the car rolls out and hits a big old bus.
yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think something must have happened to the van for it to start with my foot on the brake.
Is that the first time that's ever happened?
Yes.
Have you been driving it since then?
No,
Have you been driving the van since this happened?
no, I haven't.
What's wrong with the van? Is it messed up?
Yeah, it was messed up.
Are y'all gonna get the van fixed?
The insurance company told it out about 3 hours after the incident.
Okay,
Because the frame was bent. so
was
they
that her
had-
only means of,
Yes,
tran-
sir.
is she getting another car?
Yes, sir, we are gonna shop for another car.
Okay. What did you do work-wise when you were working? What did you do?
Oh, preschool teacher,
What school system?
in Macon.
In Bibb County?
No, I was teaching it. I moved from Bibb County to here,
Uh-huh.
and I did my teaching in Bibb County.
Okay. And you taught preschool.
Right, I did preschool children. Yes, I did.
How many years did you do that?
20 years.
Really?
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, I think that's worth something, don't you?
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah. I thank you for teaching us too, okay? I appreciate that. I
Okay.
wouldn't be sitting here but for a teacher. You know that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make everybody in the courtroom mad, because I'm gonna dismiss your case. I think you're wrong, but I'm gonna still dismiss your case, okay?
Thank you, Judy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judy.
And you let everybody in the courtroom know that favor ain't fair, okay? Can you turn around to them and say favor ain't fair?
Favor and favor.
Okay. Then you, let me get your plea form and will you enter the not guilty plea and we're gonna call it a day, okay?
Okay,
Do you have any questions you want to ask me?
you're a nice judge.
Well, I am honored to be sitting in this robe and because of people like you, I'm sitting here, okay? And I'm not gonna forget that. My mother
Okay.
was a school teacher too for a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, working with the children.
Yep, that was her thing.
Yeah.
And then she come home and beat me when she got finished with you.
You didn't,
Okay.
you didn't do your homework?
No, she just beat me for stuff she thought I was gonna do.
Oh,
You know, your generation used to spank us for stuff y'all said we was gonna do. We
oh,
hadn't even done it yet.
oh.
Y'all would just say, I'm gonna spank you because I know you're gonna do something next week. And that's what she used to do to me all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you are good. Unless you have questions, you are free to go and thank you for coming down here today,
All
okay?
right, thank you.
You take care of yourself.
You left-handed like
Yes,
I am.
ma'am, I am.
Thanks for
All
everything.
Take care, all right.
Bye-bye.
Tanya Robertson. Tanya Robertson, FTA. Benny Robinson, how are you doing, Mr. Robinson? Come on down here, sir. You're charged with a no insurance charge. Do we have valid insurance at the date and time that the officer stopped you?
Well, sir, the moment, that particular moment, I was paying for, my wife, but, when it was expired, I had no intent, I had no knowledge of it.
Okay, but I'm just saying that at the time he stopped you, because if you can show that it was valid, I can dismiss it. Was it valid at that time or did you get it validated later on?
Then following the next day.
So
I
you
didn't,
may want to consider a no-lo plea.
yes, sir,
All right, you want to do a no-lo? If
Yes,
you're
sir.
eligible?
yes, sir.
Did you have a question you want to ask me?
Well, I just wanted to say, sir, me to the knowledge that I didn't know that it was expired. I've been with my new insurance for the last 4 months.
Okay.
And I have been paying for the last 6 months, 7, 8 months. My wife didn't tell me that it was expired. I
Y'all
was
live
just
in the
paying.
same house?
Yes, sir, we married.
Well, you can't be blaming that on her
Well, my wife don't talk to me for months ago.
for months.
Yeah,
All right. Some
and
people might say
I
you
work
lucky.
15 minutes down the street.
I don't think you are, but some people might think. I
Well,
wouldn't say it.
Well, like I said before, I was working 15 minutes down the street and I just go to work and come home and with no communication, I didn't know.
Okay.
And,
Well, I'm not gonna help you. You are gonna have to pay this fine,
I
but the
understand.
no-lo will keep your license from going.
Well, I need my license so I get to work.
So do you understand that by entering into the no-lo plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, is he eligible for a no-lo plea? The court will accept your no-lo plea, sir. The fine is $5.95. Are you able to take care of that, or do you need a little time to pay it?
I just need just a small amount of time to take care of that.
You will be placed on probation for 12 months. What I am gonna do is make your probation pay only, which means if it's paid within the first 29 days,
Yes, sir.
you won't have to pay any monthly supervision,
Thank you, sir.
okay? If I can get your plea form, if you'll hand that to Ms. Staten. And do you have any questions you want to ask?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. If you will have a seat, they'll direct you to probation. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, no problem. Jacob Stubbs. How are you doing, Mr. Stubbs? Come on down here. What is your plea to operating while texting, young man? All right, if I can please, do you want me to keep this case in Forest Park or do you want it to be bound over to Clayton County?
And keep it in force part.
Okay. So showing me that means that you are guilty, but I can zero out the fine. So if you're saying that phone was not on touching any part of your body while you were driving, then you say not guilty.
Right.
Or if it was, then you say guilty, but because it's the first time, Judge, and if I can show you the hands-free device, I can zero out the fine. So what do you want to say?
Guilty.
Was it touching a part of your body?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why didn't you just say that?
I don't know.
Okay, let me have your plea. So you're entering a guilty plea. You understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing so without the assistance of a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea, young man, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, because you have the hands-free device, that zeroes out the fine and you're free to go once I get your plea form, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Take care of yourself. You too. All right. Jorge Tapia Hernandez. Jorge Tapia Hernandez.
Where we setting that one?
Okay. Thank you. Kimberly Tolley. Kimberly Tolley. FPA. Renisha Walden. Renisha Walden. FPA. Kimberly Ward. May I have you to come forward, Ms. Ward. How are you doing? Good. You're charged with operating the vehicle while texting and improper brake lights or working turn signals. What is your plea to the texting charge, young lady?
Oh, can I explain first?
Well, today is not your trial date. So
Um,
today is just the date that I take your initial plea, but if you look at this code section, if you feel like you had any culpability, if you bring in the hands-free device the first time, the judge zero out the fine.
okay, I would just want to let, see if you decide on whether I would get or not.
See, I
But-
can't do that.
Oh, okay.
As you know, I gotta have a police officer here, but let me ask you, was it touching any part of your body while the car was in operation?
Yeah, I was at the light and I thought like being at the light
No,
that you
Car
could
in
pick up
operation.
your phone then.
car in operation.
But, okay, so yeah,
That's it.
that's what I did. I
Car
was at the
can't be
light.
turned off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the police explained that you can't have it in your phone hand at no time, even if you're at complete stop. So that's what I learned. But yes, so I'm guilty of that.
And then how about the turn signal or the brake lights?
The brake light I wasn't aware of. He told
Okay.
me about
You got
that.
it
so-
fixed?
Oh, yes, I got
Do you
both.
have something showing, is this someone with you?
Yes, good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your relationship?
I'm her
with her?
mother.
Hey, mom, thank you
Yeah.
for coming down here with us. Do you have something showing you got it fixed?
I got a picture when we just took outside when she mashed on the brakes.
So you trying to tell me I gotta come outside and make sure your brake lights work?
Oh, no, I got the picture.
Cause that ain't gonna happen,
No, I got the picture
Your Honor,
right
can
here.
I say something?
if you'd like to, mom.
Yes, sir. I'm not trying to take up for anything, just respect the law. But, she
Well, let me
do-
tell you what I'm gonna do before you start talking.
yes, sir.
She's not gonna have to pay a fine.
Oh,
Now, do you wanna say something that may make her have to pay a fine?
no. But I just want to let you know I respect the law. This-
I know you do, mom. I'm just joking with you. I'm glad you came forward.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Will you please put your phone up? I do not want to see your.
Oh,
brake
okay.
light. We can make sure it don't happen.
Oh,
Let me have your plea form.
okay.
You're guilty, but I'm not going to impose a fine, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes,
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea, that you are waiving your right to a trial?
yes,
Young lady, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
yes.
And do you have any questions that you want to ask?
So being that it's zeroed out, would it go on my license in there?
The brake light charge, I'm gonna make a basic rule, so it will not show.
Okay,
Operating with an texting, you know I gotta track it, so if you come back in here, so that one's gonna show with no fine, just make sure it don't.
okay. You said it's gonna show well?
Absolutely,
I'm trying to become a bus driver, sir.
okay,
So I don't know if they'll take that on their license or not.
but you can,
Right.
let's deal with that.
Okay,
Yeah, now what's gonna stop you from becoming a bus driver? First off, congratulations, have you already
Thanks.
taken the test?
well, I ain't did none of it yet, but,
Nothing.
right.
So
Cause I work as a crossing guard right now, so
How
I
you
was
like
working
that?
my way towards it.
do you dance when you're directing people across the street?
No.
I like crossing guards. I think that you need to be animated. It just makes everybody involved happy. But let me say this to you, when you decide to go get your bus license, if this serves as a pediment, you come on back down.
Okay,
But I'm just one of these people that don't believe in crossing bridges until I have to.
okay,
Now, I'm gonna let your mama talk, but she wants to talk. We're gonna
Oh.
let her say something. And first of all, you should be very honored and blessed that she took off time out of her schedule to come to court. That
Oh,
says a
yeah.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mom, what would you?
Sir, I'm not trying to disrespect. You, of course not.
You're not.
I respect you. But is there a possibility, I know she's already pleaded guilty, but I had asked her to actually push through a no low contender.
No,
These are not, these,
These are not the charges for.
well, no, the point is, I wouldn't recommend she use her no-low plea on this.
Okay,
Because
gotcha.
neither one of these put points on her life.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, sir.
So she's doing the right thing.
I just wanted to ask.
No, there's nothing wrong with you asking questions.
but you
have any
did
other
say
questions?
if it affects, I'm sorry, I mean,
You want to say that if this affects you becoming a bus driver, that you can come back down here and we'll talk about
yes,
it. Okay. Now, is there anything else on your record that could affect you becoming a bus driver?
No.
How you know? Let me see her driving.
I had to get a, 7-year motor vehicle
Let me
report.
tell you something about judges. We go to the time you were brought into this world.
Oh, okay,
So please understand, don't limit it to 7 years.
oh,
You're
okay.
doing yourself a disservice.
Oh, I was just telling you, there was nothing on it that I seen.
You're
But
right.
I had
You
some.
good. That's right. You do it 7 years out. Well, once we get to year number 8, let's start partying, you need it. All right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So just don't limit it to 7 years. I'm just
Okay.
telling you that, but you do it.
Okay.
The most important thing is you are not having to pay a fine today. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir, that's it.
All right, well, you take care of yourself, Mom.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. You have a
Okay.
good day, God bless you.
All right. Matthew Young. Come on down here, Mr. Young. What is your plea to the loitering charge, young man? All right. They will give you a new court date for a trial here in Forest Park. Do you understand that? All right, come on down here. Let me have your not guilty plea form.
I'm gonna go, when I go to get the payments.
Now, I have some people in court who I have not. They understand they're on the calendar for the day, or they came in late. The young lady in the back, I know that you were here. Do you have a case on the calendar for today? What is your name? Alicia.
She's on the old docket.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's not okay. That's-
Uh-oh, do you have it?
No.
He doesn't have a copy of the old.
Let me have you to come down here, Miss Watts. You're charged with loitering as well. What is your plea? Not guilty, guilty, or no low contender?
I'm guilty.
All right, do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea? You have any questions you'd like to ask me?
I did the jail time for it, so do I still have to pay the?
You
fine?
do? How much jail time did you do?
They, back 3 days?
Okay, no, you would have needed to be up closer to 30 days. So the fine is $430. Are you able to pay that, or do you need some time to pay it?
Yes. I guess sometime, but without a pick my other credential.
This is a disorderly conduct charge, and you on probation here in Forest Park.
Clayton County.
I think you should just notify them that you're on probation for a disorderly conduct charge, and I'll just try to get this paid and get it closed out as soon as possible. All right? So I'm gonna place you on probation for 6 months. It will be paid only probation, which means the moment this is paid, your probation ends. You understand that? And if it's paid during the first 29 days, you do not have to pay any monthly supervision fees after that. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions you want to ask me? All right, can I please have your plea form? And they're gonna ask you to go sit down, and probation will meet with you momentarily, okay? Take care of yourself. This is Ms. Watt. Hmm?
I got the other form as well.
All right.
Okay.
It's 6 months. Let's see what about it. Alberto Baptista Reynoso. Okay. And then, young lady, what is your name? April Stevens.
She was on the docket for this morning.
Okay, come on down here, Ms. Stevens. So you were on our trial docket this morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know your officer has been excused and everybody's gone. So what is your plea to these inoculation and animal at large charge?
It was,
Is it not guilty, guilty or no contender?
not guilty, sir.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is have to set you down on another trial calendar. So I can have everyone here. You do know there will be a late fee charge, which is $50, but that will be assessed when we deal with this charge later on. You understand that?
I do. Thank you.
All right, so if you will have a seat, they will give you a new court date. All right?
Okay, thank you.
If I can get your not guilty plea form, they will put that with your file.
Yes.
Yes. This is why.
You can just leave me in the lobby. You guys can meet me in the lobby.
That is here, Ms. Watt. This is Ms. Stevenson. And this gentleman sitting right here, we did not get his name. What is his name?
His name is.
He was here this morning too.
Yes. He
All
was
right.
on the docket for this morning.
All right, okay, let's have him to come forward. So Miss Ida and I, do you need to get his paperwork?
He needs a fine. So he has the court appointed attorney paperwork.
Okay, let me have him to come down. And Miss Ida? I'm gonna give these documents. No.
Okay.
Miss Ida, can you hear us? So we need to give him a court appointed, we'll appoint Jason. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that's a wrap.
But it's a couple people on here now.
Okay,
I mean, do I let them all in?
yes. You can let me in.
Okay.
Take the laptop. So.
I don't know where Miss Ida is.
Where them folks at? We can't see this.
And when I come on, you guys are gonna mess that one up.
I'll mute it.
Ms. Ida?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this gentleman needs court-appointed counsel. We're going to appoint Attorney Jason Kesser.
Okay.
If you will let him know that he will be given a new court date.
Ok, al señor le van a dar una fecha nueva porque usted le van a asignar un abogado de oficio que se lo va a asignar el juez, se le van a dar el abogado Kesser.
And he's gonna need some assistance filling out the court-appointed application. I
Okay.
don't know how we can facilitate that.
You know what, Your Honor, I am close to the courthouse. I'm just gonna drive over there. Can he, if I'm about 10 minutes away?
Okay, I'll have him to just wait. Okay,
Yeah, so
thank you.
I'm on my way there. You're welcome.
Okay. Sir, if you will just have a seat.
Señor, siéntese que yo voy ahorita a ayudarlo para que llene el documento para buscar el abogado. Espéreme que yo llego como en unos 10 minutos. Okay. I'm gonna log off, Your Honor, then I'm gonna drive
Thank
on my
you.
way there.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So you need to mute that one. All right. Miss Austin, turn your video on. All right, young lady, I'm gonna need for you to put on maybe a jacket or something, because that's inappropriate dress for virtual court.
I'm sorry.
Yes. All right, young lady, you are charged with disorderly conduct. You're on the arraignment calendar. What is your plea to this? Not guilty, guilty, or nolo contendere?
Not guilty.
All right, let me have you to type your name and your email address in the chat and send it to FPMC. And then I want you to give me your email address. What is your email address?
Makaya.Austin, MAKIYAH.
Slow down, MAKIYAH.
AH. Dot
Okay.
AUS.
AUSTIN.
2002
2002.
at gmail.com.
Okay. All right, you're going to receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. Enter a not guilty plea, and you will then receive your new trial date for here in Forest Park. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me repeat that email address. It's makaya.austin2002 at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
All right. You can disengage, young lady. You will get your paperwork. If you've not gotten it by tomorrow, get in contact with the court immediately so that a warrant is not issued for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's someone else on here in Samsung SM. I have no idea who that is. Turn your video on, please. All right. Samsung SM-N is not coming on, Ms. Payton, so we can just disengage them from the service, okay? So that will conclude everything.
Backlighter stuff, turn light.
All right. Ms. Payton, I think that wraps it up. Whoever this other person is, they're not answering, so I'm not gonna make any modifications to the docket. Ooh, the lady that was here with her mom, you know she'll come back. She'll come back.